Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here and you're into 3D printing, photography, drones, tech and whatever interests me, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you won't miss anything. We're talking about a laser engraver today. We're talking about a huge laser engraver, 60 by 60 centimeters with a 22 watts laser power, and it was really powerful to be tested in a room like this. Let's roll the intro and let's talk about the MECPOW X5. So I'm not going to show you any unboxing today. I'm just going to tell you that unboxing was like pretty easy to do. I mean, it's like same concept of any laser engraver with the rails. It all comes pre-assembled. I'm going to show you some B-roll underneath, like just to tell you how easy it was to set up. I mean, it took me like not more than 10 minutes to put it together. All the main body was all like assembled. You had to assemble only the rails and pass some rail cords, but it was almost like ready, and it was like shipped like that for ease and like to reduce the size of the box because it cannot ship like that. And it's a complete laser for what I see. I mean, let's get into some of the feature of this 22 watt power laser. It went above my expectation. The strongest laser I had ever tested was the 10 watts. So in my head, these kinds of laser couldn't go more than that, but I was pretty wrong. I mean, I started to test this thinking I had the 10 watts laser. So I based the test on that power, and guys, a fire nearly started. 22 watts, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. Just let me tell you that I had to drive this laser like 50% less speed of what I was doing with the 10 watts, even though it's only 10 watts more. It took a little bit of a like steep learning curve to understand all the best setting for this laser engraver. And at the end of the video, I want to give you a bonus because whoever starts and buys this, I want them to have an overview of what is the exact power for different kind of materials, some metal, some wood, leather, and how to engrave on wood and like print an image. That's where it took me the most, because I was thinking that I had to print at a speed with a certain power, but I was burning stuff, and it was my mistake because laser is really powerful. Let's have a look at the main board of this laser engraver. Okay, here is the control board. As you can see, here is the power input, a USB port, micro SD. There's a port that looks like a LAN connector, but it's not a LAN connector. It's called screen. Probably it's from some accessory that will come very soon. Here you have an alarm button that went on the day before yesterday. Unfortunately, I was not recording because it nearly caught on fire. A stop button that you release like this, on and off. A reset button, keys if you have kids around. And here on the back you have 4 different ports. One is for your air assist, which plugs in here. Another one is powering a 24 volts outlet. There's one for a safety door and another one for another fan assist. Something I like is here on the back, there's a switch that switches on and off the fire detection. Always keep it on because you never know, even if you're close by, this can like stop it before you intervene. Just to give you an idea of when I said I was using too much power, this is what I meant. I mean, I was using the setting from Lightburn. I mean, apart the fact setting it into Lightburn was pretty straightforward, just connected to the USB. My Mac found it straight away. It was very easy setup, and I was up and running. I just set the home on the bottom left or in the center as you like, and the laser started going. But this is the first test I did, and as you can see, I nearly burnt, like, I don't know, 2.5 millimeter piece of wood they included in the box. So I had to start and try to understand what was the best setting to engrave and cut wood. I had a lot of 1 millimeter plywood laying around. I got them on Amazon, and let's say this was the first successful test I did. I'm gonna put you a close-up of this. As you can see, some of them went through. It was cut perfectly, and I found out that with a speed of 530 and a power of 40, I went through it with just one pass, and that's pretty impressive. I know it's 1 millimeter, but clean cut at 500 speed with 40 power, that was surprisingly good for what I was used to. I mean, I was working with the Sculpt fan and with the longer Ray 5 10 watts, but it took me at least 60% with like 302 passes to cut 1 millimeter plywood. So be careful if you start with that. And I will never stop stressing this enough. Use safety glasses every time you're around the laser, and find a place like really well ventilated, not like my studios. My family was complaining the entire week because I was cutting wood in here with the door closed and the window open. It's like 3 degrees outside and I'm freaking cold. But still, even though the window was open, you need like some sort of air filtering, like very strong air filtering, and something that cleans your air when you're working, because otherwise you'll start coughing like I did, even though you don't feel it and don't see it. But yeah, safety first, guys, especially when you have kids at home. So I will never stress that enough. So after this cut test, I was really curious on testing this like really powerful laser on a piece of the wood that's on my floor, a piece of parquet. As you can see, this is a piece of it. It's like 2.5 millimeters. It's divided into 3 different kind of woods, and I wanted to engrave my logo, and this worked extremely good. I printed this at 50% power and engraved 50% power at 400 millimeters per second, just one pass. And this is what came out of it. I don't know if you can like tell the depth of it. I think it's like over like 1.5 millimeters deep, and the cut is clean. Because something very nice of this engraver is that it comes with the air assist, as I already told you, and that makes a really huge difference, especially when you're doing a design, or you're printing an image, or you want a clean cut. I never put much attention on air assist, but I started appreciating it. I mean, this is embedded. On the other one, on the longer, I had to buy a compressor, set it up, aim it. So it was like pretty complicated. With the price of this laser, MECPOW also gives you this air assist, and it's already like put in place. You just have to hook it up to the main board, and you're up and running. You can even control it with the G-code. Just remember, it doesn't work on the M7 port. It does work on the M8. Very weird, considering everybody, if you want to control it by G-code, works on M8. You just have to move it to M7, and you can control it through your G-code. So I was really impressed by this print. It took me like a couple of tests to like come it up and like print it in a proper way. As I told you, I did lots of tests, and most of them I was dosing too much power on it. And I'll get to some other example very soon. This is another piece of a tree, and I engraved something Christmassy. As you can see, it went through like really well. This is just one pass at 60%. I was afraid it was not gonna go through the coated paint that was on top of it, but it's like it went through it and like passed in perfectly. I love black Christmas tree. What's wrong with me? I mean, that's something I always loved. My kids love color, lights and stuff like that, but my dream is to have a black Christmas tree. So speaking about Christmas, I wanted to try and build something nice, some like, you know, advent calendar container or stuff like that. And I printed out this like little box, as you can see here. This came out pretty easy. It was printed out in like 10 minutes with the settings I told you. I mean, it's really well done. I mean, cut was clean and assembly took me 1 minute. I had to use some super glue. Then of course I printed one for my little daughter, and then little boy wanted one with the Grinch. Same concept, just changing the image on top. To go ahead with wood before passing to the image, which is like really important. Most of you ask me very often, how do I print like a clear image on wood? And what I discovered is that the image can be prepared and adjust on Lightburn. I will probably do a tutorial very soon on how to adjust this image, but like just tweaking one or two settings. Let's see if I have time, and if this video doesn't get too long, I will show you very fast how to do that to get the best result when using a laser engraver to print out a picture, to burn out a picture. Okay, as I promised, sorry for the mess on the table. I'm gonna show you how I printed out this, like I engraved this with like the beautiful effect that you see, just like by some small tweaks on the image. Here is the image. We need to like click on, right click and adjust image. As you can see, here is the image we have, and here it's like a kind of a output of what we will have. The only thing I touched here, remember Jarvis and Stucky are the two ones that I like usually use. We're talking about like small differences in the burning and the pixels. As you can see, like you probably will see it better here. This is Stucky and this is Jarvis. Like not much of a difference, but these two are the one that work the most with engraving pictures. What I did was playing a little bit with brightness. I gave 5 instead of 0. Gamma I went to 1. I did a little bit here on the radius, like it basically enhances radius. It's like sharpening in Illustrator. Like it's exactly the same function. I went to 8 with that, and I enhanced the amount of the radius to 100. This is pretty much it. I mean, you have to like understand how your laser work and the exact power, and then this is something that you will need to tweak compared to your laser. I mean, it needs some testing. Like it's not about a learning curve, it's about learning how your laser actually works. That was pretty much it. I just want to show you, this is the scare, what do you call it? Wizard of Oz character, and I love the way it turned out. I mean, you can see it. It's really well made. I mean, it looks kind of a 3D. It engraved a little bit, and it kept all the contrast and stuff like that. Those are the settings you need to play with. Once you know the exact power, you need to enhance the image. This was another test I did on another piece of chunk wood I had. Like we're under Christmas, so By the way, this laser engraver makes a really great present. All the links to buy it will be down in the description. I will probably repeat this at the end of the video, but all the links will be down in the description again. Geek Buying sent me this for review purpose. I didn't pay for that, but I'm not paid to say that it's a cool or it's a good product. I told them I'm going to give you my opinion with pros and cons that we will see at the end, and they gave me freedom of speech in exchange of this honest review. So if you buy it from the link down there, you can contribute to the, like, you know, growing my channel and help me out a little bit, because this is just my hobby. Going through, something really excited was, how do I cut wood? And as you can see, this was a one piece and it's now two pieces, and it honestly cut it like butter, as you can see in this video. It was crazy. 100% power at 300, I think, one pass. And this is probably 1.5 centimeters. It cut it like that. I actually had to try it like this. Next time I'm gonna try it like this. But really impressive. There's a little bit of darken. It was printed out. It was cut with the air assist on, so it limited a little bit, but pretty decent. So this was all for the wood. I mean, I pretty much covered everything on the wood. I'm not going to show you all the other tests I've done. This machine, as I said before, has flame sensor. Always keep it on as I did. So as soon as it sees a little sparkle, that it gets like a little bit like little fire, it automatically shuts off the machine, and that's a safety feature that not all laser engravers have, and it's a really great feature. Let's get very fast, before getting to the juicy part of like engraving on metals, let's get on the leather part. I mean, engraving leather is always been nice for me. I mean, I like the feeling of faking a brand on some, you know, knockoff leather bag, but like knockoff, and like printing your logo on it. In an old video I did about the Scalp Fun laser engraver, you'll find it up here somewhere. I tested a lot of leather for a friend of mine who's a shoemaker and is actually producing shoes, and we're engraving for him with the other machine I tested. But leather is really nice. Again, also with these pieces of leather, I started too strong. As you can see, this is the first one I engraved. This one, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the perfect one down there. Cut was handled using 600 of speed at 60%, 2 passes, and leather was cut like really nice, while the best engraving was done at 5,000 of speed with 40% power, and this came out very nice, and it actually took like 2.5 minutes. I mean, the good thing of having such a powerful laser is that you can cut and engrave stuff really fast with speeds you wouldn't think possible. I had to test it, and of course, this is the first failure. As you can see, it went bollocks and it bent it because it was too powerful. So I decreased the speed on this and came out with this. Brilliant. I mean, I love it. And it was so fast that I didn't think anything was printed on when I tested, but then I got it and it was amazing. This printed out perfectly. Then I tried out a plate that we have at work, and this is like a very strong metal plate. It's coated with black powder that makes it like grippy. This is something from the server rooms that was like a leftover spare, and I tried to engrave it, and this is what came out, guys. There's more than 1 millimeter engraving here. So I was telling you, this was a great test for me because I finally understood that you could use that like really strong power to actually engrave like more than 1 millimeter on stainless steel. It was coated, of course, but it like really went through, and the result is pretty amazing. With we're talking about a laser that I like to call it prosumer, like it's between professional equipment and consumer stuff, but nothing is missing from this one to a professional one. I mean, you have all the safety issues. You just need a room with proper ventilation and wear protection like gloves and stuff like that. Last metal engrave I want to show you is my logo printed out on this spatula. Let me see if you can see it. This came out brilliantly, and I didn't use much power, but I did 2 passes, and it was a bit of an issue to make it stand straight, but the results are really above expectation. Let me wrap up what I think about this laser engraver. I will give you first my cons and then my pros. The first thing that I don't like about this laser engraver is, together with something that I really like. I like the air assist. But the problem is that you don't know where to put this, because it should be half the way, because when the machine goes up and down, the cord becomes shorter. So I'm already thinking about adding a little bit of tube to the one that's existing, like to make it like 20-30 centimeters longer, so it will not drag it when the laser engraver is using the entire space. If you're doing small stuff, it's not a problem, but if it starts moving up and down, it could become an issue. Second thing that I don't like, it's the size. I mean, size is amazing, but you need to have a studio. I cannot stress that. You need to have a proper equipment. As you can see, this is an IKEA table. I had to add 2 pieces of wood on top of it to reach 60 by 60. It's even more than 60. It's like 65 by 65, the frame. So we're talking about a lot of space. And when I said it's very close to professional, that's what I meant. And at the same time, it's something that I love and something that I hate, because I would love to keep a 22 watts on a little bit smaller, or something like foldable would have been perfect. But anyway, there's nothing I can say wrong about this laser. Experience was amazing, and I'm pretty sad this is over, because I'm gonna put this in the garage or somewhere, or I'm gonna probably give it to my father. He's gonna do some bricolage at his place. But nonetheless, it's an amazing laser. Let's get to the stuff I love. At the same time, I hate it and love it that it's so big, but it can give you possibilities. I just want to stress out that even though it's 60 by 60, you will not be able to cover 60 by 60. I think it's, for what I measured, it's 58.5 by 58.5. I mean, you're losing a little bit because the rail doesn't go to the end. The end stop will switch before it reaches the end. But anyway, we're talking about a couple centimeters, but you need to know that. The stuff that I love is the control board. It has all the ports, all the safety features that you expect from a 2025, 2024 laser engraver. So they're all there. Price point is amazing. If you check down the link in the description, you will find the best price from Geek Buying at the moment. Probably I will add a coupon for you as well. Another thing you may need is this honeycomb I'm using down here. This honeycomb was amazing. MECPOW also provided this. It's great because you can cut wood and the air flows underneath without burning the wood. So it's a great system when you're cutting and engraving. On the base there's a metal plate, so you will not end up engraving the table underneath. So I really suggest you to pick one up. Also, it will be in the description if you need one. There will be the link to the honeycomb also in the description. That was all for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button if you did like the video. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and I'll see you guys on the next video.